Thumbnail of this video, yeah, that's my death face. Best death face ever, and if it's not, I'll be too dead to care when it happens. Let's review something. Flatliners. So Flatliners is a remake of a movie from 1990 directed by Joel Schumacher by the same name, Flatliners. There was a thought or a collective rumor for a little while that it was a sequel because Kiefer Sutherland's in this movie too. He was in the original, he plays the same guy, he does not play the same guy. As far as I can tell, it's not a sequel, and if it is a sequel, it doesn't really tie into the first movie anyway. And the premise of this movie is very accurate to the trailer. I gotta give the trailer props for not lying to us. A group of med students, they get together, and they ultimately stop each other's hearts and bring each other back so they can experience the afterlife or have a near-death experience themselves, but they flatline, so I guess it is an actual death experience. Then at a point, it kind of turns into a jump scare fest. There are things coming after them. You don't know if it's a demon, what is it? And the movie just kind of unravels and falls apart. That was what the trailer was. That's exactly what this movie is. And I'll give the movie credit where I was actually interested for the first act of it, the setup. Ellen Page's character is kind of obsessed with the concept of, is there an afterlife? Is there not? Is there a connection to the dead that you can see if you die? There's a reason for that. We've all asked that question, like what happens when I die? We're all going to have that happen. You watching this, you're going to die. I'm going to die. So we all ask ourselves, what's going to happen? What am I going to experience when I do die? If anything at all. It is the constant that we all have. It's a thing everybody has in common. So the scientific research is interesting to me because when they're looking at the brain scans, you're like, oh, the little lightning bolts in the synapses. You're like, oh, is that the afterlife? Is your brain doing that because there's a connection to an afterlife? Or is that happening in your brain giving you the illusion of an afterlife? Thought that was really neat. Then when ghosts and shit come after them, I just checked out. Because after that unique enough concept that only a few movies have actually touched on, you're now experiencing a movie that hundreds of movies have touched on. The movie in the second half just got so choppy. There's actually a scene where a dude gets his hand stabbed. The very next shot, he's sitting at a table in a restaurant with his friends. I was like, did that wrap up? Did he not get his hand stabbed? His hand is wrapped up in gauze, so I guess he did. But it's so jarringly fast, it's just choppy as hell. I would have been more interested in this movie if this movie actually just kind of concentrated on them dying, coming back, killing themselves, reviving each other. Just kind of like a drug where it's like, you can't keep doing this, you're gonna get severe brain damage. Although at one point, one girl's out for easily 6 minutes. No brain damage, it's fine. I love that the movie tries to be ambiguous as to what's actually happening to them. I would have preferred the movie just commit. Is it a ghost or a demon, or are they hallucinating this shit? At a point, I thought they were gonna go the Fringe route. Remember that show Fringe? I used to love Fringe. There's this episode of Fringe that deals with the concept of if your mind believes something is happening to your body will react to it. Like if someone's under hypnosis and you make them think that you're gonna burn them with a cigarette and you touch their hand will actually blister. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's interesting at least. And it looks like this movie was going for that, but in the end it doesn't. You see in the trailer, Ellen Page gets dragged across the ground. Body reacting to what your mind thinks is real or not. You can't physically move a human body unless something is moving a human body. Now we have ourselves a cheap scare movie. That's not really a spoiler for it. I'm just telling you, don't get your hopes up. And if you feel like I've spoiled this movie for you in this review, it's fucking Flatliners. It's not Star Wars. If you give a shit tomorrow, you're officially giving this more energy than it's worth. And the pacing sucks. This movie is about 20 minutes too long. And you feel it. You feel it hard by the end. Guys, in the end, Flatliners was meh. I give credit to the first act because the first act actually got me interested in the premise as a whole. I thought Ellen Page was good. Everyone else was serviceable. The movie showed promise in parts, but in the end, you walk out going, the movie's not that interesting. No one's gonna watch this movie anyway. I will say Flatliners will be forgotten in T-minus 1 day. Yep, already forgot. All right, guys, so Flatliners, have you seen it? Nope, but what did you think about it if you did? Or what's the most interesting movie that deals with death for you? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.